Denials that Venezuela is suspending its Petrocaribe contract with 8 Caribbean countries. And in sport, West Indies take early wickets as Sri Lanka opt to bat first in the second test. I'm Dawn Paris, and this is the Caribbean in 10 for Thursday, June 14th. I'll be back with the details after the break. The board of the Petrocaribe in Antigua and Barbuda is denying reports of a suspension of the sale of petroleum products to 8 Caribbean countries, including the Twin Island nation. According to a government statement issued after yesterday's cabinet meeting, the board of Petrocaribe said the state-owned oil and natural gas company PDVSA is not ending and will not discontinue its special sale of petroleum products. In fact, the board confirmed that it had received written notification of a 50% debt forgiveness owed for petroleum products dating back to September 2017. The news story, which was also published on this network, referenced a report from the Venezuelan Oil Ministry claiming that PDVSA was planning the indefinite suspension of its program as a result of falling crude production and low refinery utilization. The report has said to have cited Antigua and Barbuda, Belize, Dominica, El Salvador, Haiti, Nicaragua, St. Vincent and the Grenadines, and St. Kitts and Nevis as the countries that would be affected by the action. The Antigua and Barbuda government maintains there will be no wholesale removal of benefits such as electricity and social safety nets from the Petrocaribe subsidy programs. Meanwhile, the West Indian Oil Company, which distributes petroleum products in Antigua and Barbuda, said it has received no notification from PDVSA, and it has issued a statement in the Antigua Observer newspaper reassuring customers that their operations would not be affected even if the report of a PDVSA pullout were true. It said it is not reliant on fuel supplies from PDVSA for the petroleum requirements of the country, and it has always diversified its sources for its range of petroleum products and therefore utilizes a number of suppliers. The oil company assured the public that it is fully serviced by its suppliers and is able to meet demand, and there is no need for concern. If the man who President Donald Trump has picked as ambassador to Trinidad and Tobago is confirmed in the position, he will seek help from federal agencies to reduce the rate of ISIS recruiting in the Twin Island Republic. Joseph Mondello said he would also urge Trinidad and Tobago to drop its Organization of American States support for Venezuelan President Nicolas Maduro. Addressing sex and drug trafficking and supporting human rights and women's empowerment would also be on his list of priorities. Mondello spoke about those issues during questioning by the Senate Foreign Affairs Committee yesterday. Senators pressed him on ISIS recruitment in Trinidad and Tobago, with Chairman Marco Rubio saying that Trinidad and Tobago produces more ISIS fighters per capita than any other country in the Western Hemisphere. Rubio claimed there are numerous daily non-stop flights between Trinidad and Tobago and Miami and JFK International Airport, and that could be a problem. In response, Mondelo said the problem overshadows all the other issues he expects to face, and he will employ federal agencies to help the Trinidad and Tobago government grapple with it. St. Lucia's Health Minister Mary Isaac is expressing concern about ongoing violent crime and the impact of medical personnel and resources on the island, and she says it's very costly. We get more in this HDS News Force report.
Health Minister Mary Isaac believes that the quality of public health care service delivery is further exacerbated by the violent crime rate. Over the past few months, law enforcement has reported a number of muggings, stabbing incidents, and shootings. The impact of the violent crime rate comes against the backdrop of concerns about the completion of the St. Jude Hospital, commissioning OKEU, and the debate over a national health insurance model.
The crime situation that we have right now, it is putting a lot of stress on our hospitals, on the doctors and nurses who actually are already burdened with taking care of patients who come in on a daily basis.
Isaac says worker safety is another factor that affects conditions at public health institutions.
These types of incidences, you also have to look at the security for these people who are working in the healthcare sector. And that alone, has a negative impact on themselves, on their environment, and the work that they have to do. Having people who, have been involved in crime in the hospital ward while the nurses and doctors have to, do their daily work, that is very, very stressful for them. So it's putting a lot of stress on our healthcare sector.
Stay with us. Your Midday Sport is next.
Summer in the Caribbean is all about carnival festivals, and already several countries are preparing for their respective festivities. On Wednesday, St. Lucia launched its carnival season with a show called Epic Wednesday. Epic Wednesday saw performances from 2017's Calypso Monarch Arthur Elaine and last year's Soca Muna King Ricky T. Also taking the stage was community and national carnival bands, Carnival Queen pageant contestants from around the island.
Coming up this month on Caribbean Passport, romance, crop over in Barbados, carnival in Antigua and Barbuda, tourism issues, and so much more. So get your passports ready and let's travel.
Now, Sri Lanka reached 79-3 at lunch after winning the toss and opting to bat in the second test against West Indies at the Darren Sammy Cricket Ground in St. Lucia this morning. Rain delayed the start of the match by 20 minutes, leading to an extended morning session. West Indies made key early strikes, removing Mahela Udawat, Dan Jawa, De Silva, and Kusal Pereira all cheaply to reduce the visitors to 59 for 3. Fast bowler Shannon Gabriel has so far taken 2 of the wickets to fall. The visitors have made 4 changes to the team that lost the opening test in Port of Spain last week by 226 runs, while the West Indies are unchanged. Continental governing body CONCACAF has described FIFA's decision to award the region the 2026 World Cup as a monumental victory for the Confederation. FIFA, football's world governing body, announced on Wednesday that it had accepted the joint bid by the United States, Canada and Mexico to host the showpiece. Members voted overwhelmingly 134-65 against Morocco's bid in a move that will see the World Cup return to the region for the first time since 1994. CONCACAF governs football in North, Central America and the Caribbean, with the 31-member Caribbean Football Union a part of the bloc. It said in a statement that it's very excited and humbled that the FIFA member associations have entrusted the CONCACAF region with the honor of hosting the FIFA World Cup in its new extended format. The 2026 showpiece will feature 48 teams up from 32. And that's Caribbean in 10. Join us again at 6:30 this evening for Caribbean Newsline. Good afternoon.